Hello and Happy New Year to all. I hope everyone is safe, happy, comfortable, and relieved that 2020 is over. Well, maybe some people will miss it, who knows. I know I personally enjoyed having some time off of work, but it didn't last long. It didn't last long. As much as I don't really particularly like my job, because it's not ever what I had intended to do, I miss getting out and helping the kids, even if they don't want my help. I still miss that. But anyway, I hope everybody had a wonderful evening at any rate. I understand some people went out and ditched the rules and all that, and I guess that's fine for some. I just hope they don't get sick. Believe me, you don't want the illness. Speaking from personal experience. Before I begin my little resolution thing here, I don't want to bore anybody with it. I'll try not to. I just want to mention this was by far the most exciting event I have ever seen in a video game. And that will probably sound lame to some. And again, coming in here so late in the game, maybe something prior to August was much more enjoyable than this. But I'm thinking it's going to be very hard to top this in the coming year. I know there's a Sakura festival and the Easter egg hunt, which a lot of people complained about. But this was just amazing. I was blown away, which is why you can tell that the time on the clock there. When this occurred, I just sat there staring at the screen going, what is happening? This is so cute. Very clever. I just really enjoyed it. I only made it to 1 o'clock though, and then I just said, I've got to go to bed. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to record this. This is absolutely adorable. I want to save this. Have it for posterity reasons. It's just so cute. But 3 of my villagers didn't attend, and I was very disappointed by that. Julian, Pecan, and Eric stayed in their house. And I'm very ashamed to have to admit at this point, I did not even realize until after I went to sleep that I hadn't even known Eric wasn't there. I'm so ashamed of myself because Eric is like my favorite villager. And I kept visiting Pecan and Julian, hoping that one of the prompts would be to encourage them to come to the mall here, but it just didn't happen. Now my daughter speculates that it's space, got something to do with space and the game developing or whatever, I don't know. Because with most of these events, I'm always disappointed that the Nook brothers, Blathers, and Orville and Wilburn never get to participate in any of this, and the Able sisters as well. I'm always sad that they're not a part of these festivities because they are a part of our island. That's just me being ridiculous, I guess. But yeah, I owe Eric a big apology today when I go into the game. I can't believe I didn't even notice he wasn't there. And then Dobie there, my cranky old guy, he was the life of the party. He's just dancing up a storm, having a ball. And even Tom Nook said Happy New Year. I was surprised by that. I wanted to buy 2 more hats from him, and he just went, hey, Rainy B, Happy New Year. I'm like, wow, thank you. Before I begin, I might as well tell you, last year, New Year's Eve, my daughter and I set off one of those Chinese lanterns. You light the little wick inside and it inflates and then you let it go and it goes up into the sky. And I know it's a controversial item and some states even ban them, but not here. However, they probably should, because I lit that thing and it took off sideways, just down the lawn and down the sidewalk. And so my daughter and I were chasing it. And mind you, it's midnight, New Year's Eve, freezing cold. There was snow all over the ground. It was probably like 22 degrees out. We're chasing it up the street, and it just went whoosh right up into the air and got stuck in the neighbor's tree. And we stood there in the icy street just staring up at it going, please don't burn the tree down, please don't burn the tree down. And we waited, and it just extinguished itself. And I just looked at her like, well, if that's not an indicator for the year to come, I don't know what is. And sure enough, that was 2020. And I kind of predicted things to come. This year, we stayed in the house. No Chinese lanterns. We didn't even go outside with Roman candles. But I bought a bottle of white Zinfandel. Now, let me just explain. I went to a party store that specializes in alcohol, right? They didn't have white Zinfandel. They didn't have white Zinfandel. So I had to buy a bottle of Brut, which I'm not fond of. And then I go to the 7-Eleven to get my Diet Coke. And what's there on the aisle? White Zinfandel. So I bought a bottle of that for me. I'm going to give the Brut to my son. Because today, by the way, is my birthday. But we just celebrate the new year. Not my birthday. Too old for that. So last night, around midnight, my daughter and I got ready to open this bottle of white Zinfandel. And I looked at her like, this thing doesn't have a cork in it, does it? She's like, I don't know. So she went and found a corkscrew, and I'm like, whew, okay, cool. So I stuck the corkscrew in, and I know I had it in there good, but we could not get it out. I'm like, how do you do this? So I was holding the end of the bottle, and she was pulling, and then she was holding the end of the bottle, and I was trying to pull, and I have bad hands. I've got old lady hands. I can't do that. So we sat there for a good 5-6 minutes trying to get this cork out. I went into the kitchen. I got a sharp knife. I know. But I did it anyway. I kind of tapped it along the outer edge of the cork, hoping that would work. Nothing at all. So my daughter goes, just let me try it. I poured it cold water over it, thinking cold water contracts, right? Heat expands, cold contracts. I thought that would work. Didn't. Eventually, the corkscrew broke, and the cork is still in the bottle. So we didn't get to do our champagne at midnight, and that's this year. So last year something weird happened, and this year something weird happened. I hope that isn't a barometer. I really hope it isn't, because I'm hoping that this year goes up. It can continue to go down, though. Things can actually get worse, believe it or not. But here's hoping that it doesn't. That 2020 is over and done with, and things will start looking up for us. Who knows? That was my 2021 New Year's. I wasn't able to drink champagne at midnight. But hey, my character gets to hold it, the glass at least, so... Look at Dobie go. He's so cute. Now, as for resolutions, they're really simple ones, the usual. I am going to give City Skylines another try. I really had trouble with that last year. I just couldn't get the hang of it. I want to practice more positive thinking. When I start feeling blue and yucko, and I can just feel it coming on, I'm going to try to think of some mantra to snap myself out of it. So with that would include avoiding negative news and videos. I used to think that by watching them I was educating myself, but all it did was bring me down, this year especially, well, last year. It was just the most horrific thing to be going through the virus situation and all of the nonsense that occurred. So those are my resolutions. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.